Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. I have an update for you all. It looks like I might be taking baby to the vet. Just arguing with Chloe. Of course, she claims it's not an argument, but anyways, I got a couple updates for you. All right, kind of an interesting update or three, you could say. Hey, Mom, how you doing, huh? Trying to get him to be not so itchy. He might have to wear the code of shame. So, anyways, got some updates for you. That's an interesting thing. Left a voicemail to the county DCR, like I said earlier today, on my administrative stuff. Zoe's not here. She's still writing. So, anyway, and it might be Higgins watching. Who knows? Anyways, let me just tell you what happened. So I turned around and I made a phone call to, you guys heard the whole story with Chloe, right? So Chloe turns around. Now she's in tears, mind you, in tears, because of her outburst with her mom. She said she doesn't have a mom, she doesn't have a dad, they weren't there for her. And her mom said, I'm blocking the number. So with all of that going down the pipe, there's nothing I can do unless I ask Dad to intervene, which he won't. The thing is, Chloe's losing her noodles. Noodle, losing her mind. So, anyways, for the sake of the argument, let's just get this over so I can get prepared slowly but surely to get prepared to go out, okay? So she turned around and, as you know, never got a call from the DCR. The DCR basically finally got in touch, and again, you know what the problem is with these damn DCRs? I'll tell you. First DCR this morning, you remember, he's like, oh, you've been talking about this for a while, right? Yet he has no answers. I said, just get a DCR to call me, right? No answer. Then the other guy who keeps getting voicemails finally turned and said, oh, it's just Rita. Please contact Rita, right? Contact Rita and get this over with. So another DCR calls me today. And then he asked me about the restraining order lady and then the APS lady and then this. And I mean, literally, and he's like, oh, well, then I tell him everything. He's like, oh, I'll leave a message for her therapist, right? Meanwhile, keep on the Family Resource Center, the advocates, this and that, and the advocates. And so I said on the way out, I said, you know what's sad is she basically turned around and he's like, people like that literally will burn their bridges. I mean, Chloe burned her last bridge. I mean, literally. There's not going to be any birthday or Christmas from Chloe. Chloe just basically sent it up like fire, And and it's sad. I mean, literally, she just lit it on fire. It was like, And to me, I'm thinking to myself, why? I mean, literally, what made you lose your entire family? I mean, literally. First, your dad's a man in a dress. Then, I don't have a mom because my mom only had an only child that was freaking her favorite, and it was Chloe's brother. And yada, yada, yada. And then Chloe, I mean, then Chloe's sitting there, right? She says, oh, the manager, the neighbor's moving to a 3-bedroom. Light hit me. Chloe can move next door. But then, I'll tell you what happens. The DCR finishes up. Then I call and leave a voicemail for my advocate. No reply, telling the advocate, yeah, check your email, blah, blah, blah. So what happens? Nothing. So she turns around and, it's like you burned your bridges with your mom. What more can you do, right? And she's like, oh, well, I don't know what to do, Rita. Oh. So they got some Christmas smoking pipes on sale. Unfortunately, the smoking pipes kind of look like crap, in my opinion. I can't believe, I'm saying that, but I'm one of these people that I'm just like, whatever, right? So then I get done, right, with the phone call with the DCR. He's like, well, give her a couple years. Years? What am I fucking supposed to do for a couple years? I mean, I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do for a couple of fucking years? And he's like, well, you got three options. You either allow her to stay after she cleans the fucking place up, you throw her out on her ass or whatever. So you know what happened? So I get done, right? I call after talking with him on options. He's going to let Karen and Paul know, and Frank and Bob and Joe. They're the ones that work over at the Compass. And in the meantime, Chloe's all upset. Like, I can't believe what I did to my mom. Call her up or email her and fix it. I can't do that. You can't admit that you're fucking wrong. I mean, literally, you just threw away $900 a year in freaking gift cards for Christmas because you can't admit you're wrong. I mean, literally, she takes my phone and then she basically, So she's like, I don't know, right? So then I emailed the manager about the one bedroom. Manager emails back. I said, I understand. No deal. She calls me up and explains. She said, I know you're going through so much with Chloe. I said, how would you know? We get the reports, but we look the other way because Chloe's got mental illness. Oh, so basically I'm defending myself, and yet you're telling me, that she's like, I'm calling to let you know that she needs to control her temper. Well, how do you control one's temper? You can't. So she goes on to say Chloe never filled out an application, otherwise there'd be a one bedroom. So she says the problem is, and I said, uh-oh, I'm going to hear this. What is it? She said, the problem, Rita, is not you. I said, oh, really? It's not me? Then what's the problem? Problem is, it's not you. And I was like, oh, really? If it's not me, then what is it? She's like, you've been through a lot, Okay, so there's a service impact for hurricane. Service due to situation in Ukraine. So there's only two services. So I was hoping there would be something like semi-truck delayed because of snow. But anywho, so I said, well, okay. So I'm talking to her for like 20 minutes, administrative. And she says, I know we don't talk that often, but, we can't play favorites, but we feel sorry for you. You've been through hell over and over again. So her answer is, unless there's a restraining order, there's no way to evict. Now, if she basically gets charged with a crime, they could remove Chloe off the lease because she's got a criminal record. So, the email that came in from her, and she tried to explain, is unless Chloe gets arrested for something, there's nothing that can be, quote, unquote, done. If it's domestic violence, then yes, it has to have an arrest made before they kick her out. Otherwise, they can't do anything of it. So she says if Chloe has done domestic violence, then an arrest is made. But there is no arrest made because she's too disabled in the mental health system. So even if you put a restraining order against her, unless it's fully compliant, and it has to be because Currently, it has to be an arrest. So technically, she's saying, look, we'd like to help you, but unless there's a complete eviction through, even if there's domestic violence, it has to be where you've been assaulted. Apparently, the VAWA hasn't been re-uppered, so technically, she's like, you're stuck between a rock and a hard. It's just saying, Chloe's stealing your card, locking you up, keeping you locked up in the basements, and not considered a form of domestic violence because she's literally making threats against people you're protecting. Your cousin Dinky, cousin Corey. Corey plugged the damn bitch, or he had a gun. But jokingly aside, literally, you got to look at what's violence and what isn't. And she's like, there is no violence. Putting a hole in the door? Yeah, that was domestic violence, but it was towards the door, not towards me. Or was towards me, but it was the door instead. Like Chloe throwing my debit card, that again was, not good. So, she's like, so she was like, she was like, like, what do you do? And, so I got off the phone with the manager, right? The manager says, oh, yes, we're going to have a meeting with the advocate today. I'll see if she's got some extra turkeys and stuff. Okay. She's like, you're in a prayers reader. We know what you're going through. And literally, I'm sitting there going, and she said, well, how much is enough, right? Literally, there's a lot that's happened to make this work and not work, but you have to make it charge. She says you have to make, if it's domestic violence, you have to make it stick. She says it doesn't matter because unless they reenact the VAWA, domestic violence is only proved if it happens. So unless Chloe slugs me or assaults me, there's not a damn thing that could be done. So I sat there and I was like, so basically you can't touch Chloe. She's like, no. Basically what you have is a problematic person, And then when I told her about her mom, and she's like, oh my God. Chloe's probably feeling pretty damn low about now, I can't remember that movie or something. It wasn't a TV show or a game or a movie. We're like, oh man, he's like, I'm feeling pretty low about now, It's like something happened. He's like, I'm feeling pretty low about now, And then Chloe's like, you have to do that, Gary. Well, so I figured I would get on and let you guys know that, it's been an interesting morning because the county DCR handed it off to someone else. Then the other county DCR called me. Well, great. Tranny's like, oh, we need to worship this. Tranny, that's basically a fat pudge wearing a dress. Yep. So, can't believe that. Yeah, never mind. Okay. So basically, so the administrative duties today have been just amazing, because, first I called up and, the problem is the advocate can't get in touch. And the problem isn't about, the problem is, when I left the message twice to Mr. Dr. Paul, and he basically dumps it to Dr. I can't remember his name. The other Paul, right? The other Dr. Paul. I was like, okay, cool. The other Dr. Paul, that's pretty cool. So he's like, I wish we could help, but Chloe's had these things. But when I told him about his mom, he's like, oh, great. Chloe must be feeling pretty damn low about now, And then I was like, well, what do I do? Literally, I'm at my wit's end. And the only one I talk to about this is Zoe. Zoe and I talk on Discord, but I can't bug her on it because she shouldn't have this problem on her plate. I mean, literally. And what's really funny about this whole mental health system is so basically what happened was the whole thing about it is they're like, when do you see your therapist? I said, oh, tomorrow. Oh, does your therapist help you? I hope so. Well, and then they're going on about Chloe's therapist, right? And I'm like, you're scheduling Chloe a day before Thanksgiving, and she's gonna be feeling pretty low. She's gonna be feeling really worse than low. She's gonna be feeling like dirt because of what she said to her mom. I mean, she's like, I don't remember what I said, and I mean, so the mental health system, right? It's broken. I mean, literally, I told this Paul guy, and he's like, I agree. There's nothing. I mean, he can't even get in touch with the DCR or this Karen lady. I mean, the Karen lady doesn't give two craps when Chloe says, Chloe doesn't know what an argument is and volume control. I mean, literally, the management company literally called me today. The manager of this apartment complex finally called me because I literally reached out and said one apartment, and she said, well, you're suffering. We feel for you. And I'm sitting there going, and then, people are like, oh, well, what are you going to do about it? Where's my Pepsi? No, that's over there. I'm going to finish my Pepsi. I mean, literally. I mean, so she turns around, and it's like, well, the whole update thing, was what's happening, and, people are like emailing me saying, hey, what's going on? Did you get anywhere? Yeah, back to square one because of problems. Now I got to do some research on why the manager used the word arrest. If the VAWA, Violence Against Women Act, is not enacted right now, we're not being paid. So that would answer the question of why. Fortunately, no one will know because, the thing is it's just hell, right? I mean, I can't freaking believe this. I mean, no offense to anyone watching this, but why? Why in God's green earth would someone literally tell me unless Chloe gets evicted or arrested, you can't touch her? Is that another the VAWA ain't, or is there new rules? So apparently they can only evict if Chloe destroys an apartment and with me present, because I don't want to live with Chloe who's verbal abuse apparently isn't abuse by the manager's standards, So she's threatening, even if I feel unsafe, quote unquote, let's look this up. Okay, so let me see this. All right, so criminal acts of violence. Landlord may split the lease and allow you to stay in the unit. Housing authority can terminate the abuser's rental system while allowing you to continue. The housing authority may permit you to move and still keep your rental system even if the current lease is not expired. So basically, the point is it has to be domestic violence, dating violence, or stalking. So technically, the name of Violence Against Women Act, or VAWA, provides protecting victims of violence who are publicly assisted housing benefits. Federal government is drawing approval notice explaining your rights. VAWA. If you, your spouse, the language, if you or your affiliated person are a victim of violence, no, you're not denied assistance. Victim or have your assistance terminated because of violence you or your affiliated person. Deny your voucher. You may only be evicted based on violence against. You may only be evicted or terminated on the basis of violence against you or an affiliated person if there's an actual threat to the tenants or employees of the property if you remain in your unit. If you or your affiliated persons are a victim of violence, a member of your house commit acts of violence against your owner. The landlord may split the lease. Housing authority terminate that's something to do. It says here who are victims of DV, dating violence, and sexual assault, collective violence in this notice. Assisted government among things. Yeah, but it said something about arrestful. A victim of violence. Maybe evicted. Okay, remedies. HUD, blah, blah, blah. Hmm. Legal protections. Women are victims of domestic violence, victims of DV, dating violence, sexual assault, and stalking. Victim of violence is victim of violence. Threats of violence because of threats. Yeah. So basically, it's saying you have to basically. You see, this is. You have to be arrested to do it right now, apparently. Survivor in low income housing. Low income. Mm-hmm. So apparently that's the problem they have. They're saying that they can't literally evict someone who's doing verbal abuse, but they can evict someone who's doing domestic abuse or assault. You know. There you go. So basically, they're saying that the manager is saying that the person has to be completely or thoroughly arrested. You know. So you have to prove that they're, hmm. Wow. So anyways, isn't that interesting? So we've just learned some info. Yeah. Oh, what does VAWA? You need the benefits under immigrant. Okay, you have endured battery or extreme cruelty at the hands of U.S. citizen or permanent resident spouse. Battery. So it's basically it's someone who basically assaults, you know. So it's basically, they're saying that there's not much that could be um, protected. So basically, they're saying, look, you can't do this without having, be arrested, unless, So it has to be proper notice of either DV, sexual assault, or unlawful. So let's look this up. Okay, what is the termination of domestic violence in Washington State? You see, if you can't, all right. So assault, fake imprisonment, false imprisonment, kidnapping, rape, burglary, coercion, criminal trespass, property damage, violation of protection order. That's it. That's it. Domestic violence charges. That's it. So you have to be arrested for DV. Domestic violence, eliminate following crimes committed one family or household member: assault, drive-by shooting, reckless coercion, burglary, criminal trespass, malicious mischief, kidnapping, unlawful imprisonment violations, rape, residential burglary, stalking, electronic monitoring, employee and family. I mean, literally, they're making this literally, the manager was clear saying you can't do it without being, assault, false imprisonment, burglary. Yeah. A no contact order may be issued if there's criminal charges pending. So basically, oh yeah, see, if you look at the dating relationship, domestic violence, not coming to following crimes right here, right? intimate partner. Yeah, assault in the first degree, assault in second. And it has to be reported 90 days before. You see, this is the thing that you learn. Apparently, HUD's broken. Otherwise, HUD would have freaking loaded it this fast. Here we go. So basically, you have to have you get a temporary restraining order that only holds quote unquote if yeah. So we learned something new. So you basically it's got to be literally the manager charges have to be pressed otherwise. So you have to be basically with nothing pending. I mean that So you have to have 90 days. So if Chloe just keeps making threats against other people, it doesn't work. I mean, literally, the manager was more notified, I mean, literally, the only time I got assaulted was, 6 months ago, 8 months ago over a hormone injection. I mean, literally, otherwise, it's like they're not going to help. I mean, damn. I mean, literally, that lady manager basically, unless she's arrested for domestic violence. The agencies all say DV concludes but not limited to. I mean, literally, the manager literally said, and I quote, a problem because of housing needs to transfer. Wonder if it's domestic violence. Yes, arrest is made. Otherwise, you can't hold and stick. So even if you go and get domestic violence protection order, it only works if you have full domestic violence. Hey, Mark. So that's what it said. So domestic violence is only available if there's arrest. If there's no arrest, see, we learned something new today. How you doing, Mark? Nice hat, thanks, Mom. Anywho. So what's new, Mark? I said what's new, and you said okay. What's new? Yeah, well. Cam, no, I haven't. You keep asking me that. Cam's like gone. I don't think he's part of the channel anymore. Sorry. I wish I knew, man. I wish I knew. So, it's one of those days where I'm just like, bleh, all these phone calls, and I'm just like trying to stay awake, No, I haven't heard from Cam. You asked me that. We have Emop or Ebo. Anyways, we got to figure out what to do. Sorry, peeps. I'm just thinking. The whole arrested thing is what I was thinking about. Yeah, I've seen this, read this. Hold on. Yeah. Yes, I'm fixing a turkey for Thanksgiving, Mark. That's the only thing I've cooked. Well, I'm cooking a green bean casserole. Should get some more of these. I was gonna check my balance, grab me a bag of these. But the other day I was complaining to. Who was I complaining to? I was complaining to someone about these. Yeah, because they're so damn expensive. I like these kettle chips. Mm-hmm. So, anyways. Mm-hmm. Yep, got my turkey. Mm-hmm. Hasn't defrosted itself yet. Mmm. Yep, that was my Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Mm. Are you fixing turkey? Yes, I'm fixing turkey, Mark. I'm fixing turkey, and I'm fixing. What else am I fixing? Green bean casserole, cornbread. Mm-hmm. Yep. Cakes, pies. Cakes, pies, green bean casserole, turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, gravy, full spread. Yeah, Lazy McGruder gets it all done. Yep. See? Still frozen. Still frozen, I tell you, Mark. Mm. 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 This is always like, hang in there, I'll be in there tomorrow. Yeah, turkey's been in the fridge since Saturday night. I mean, literally, it should have been come out of the faucet by now. What about you, Mark? Fixing turkey? or skipping it. No, I went with a ham. Now I can see Mark saying that too. I went with a ham. Mm-hmm. Mm. So, anyways, you preppers out there better get prepping. Got a lot of busy day, you know. I don't want to look at this anymore. Sister's cooking. Oh yeah. Mark gets away with sitting at home eating freaking food and waiting for them to. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh yeah, I'm more white firm. Mm. You're lucky. Sister's cooking it. Sounds nice, Mark. Oh man. One of those mornings, you know. Busy, I tell you. Yeah, well, I might be like Zoe today. I might need a nap. Mm. Yeah. Should have had plenty of Java, but I don't know. You know. Anyways. Anywho, I got everything done, I think so. So Zoe's got her appointment. I got mine tomorrow. We have cloudiness. Anyways, Mark, I'm gonna log off, man. Um, we got everything done. Phone calls are done. I got some research to do until we get more information. Chloe's burned her bridges with her mom. I'm gonna basically figure out what to do. So, thanks. You know, and I'll keep you guys updated. It's just been sad. Plus, fact, I'm kind of sleepy, so hopefully this place warms up a bit, and hopefully I don't fall asleep. Before needing a nap. So, and I do want to jump on the treadmill tonight. Sometime tonight. It's just not right now. Feels like nap time. It's like Monday nap time for some damn reason. This might be interesting. Walmart versus Target. Who wins? So this guy's bitching about Walmart. Wars. Is that what I think it is? Oh yeah, it is. I think it is. Yep. Guys should be complaining about fucking different. Walmart's better than Target. I don't care. I'd go to Target before going to Walmart. And that's just me. So, anyways, I've been just sitting here waiting to see what's going on, and trying to stay awake. My Pepsi's out, so I got to keep awake somehow. So, anyways, it's almost 1 hour, so I'm gonna let you guys go for now. I have to get prepped for Moppy's vet thing coming up in like 30 minutes or so. I got to figure out the Google map. How long does it take me to walk up there? So I go Google Maps and go veterinarian. Gotta find the veterinarian. Okay, so I gotta get prepared for the vet. So I will keep you informed when I get back. I should take a nap, but you know how that is. So in the meantime, please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestions, hit like, subscribe button. So it's fun for the family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunnies. Hit the bell notification, thumbs up button, subscribe button, and keep the comments nice. That's all we ask. Thank you, and God bless you in everything you do.